Hello, hello, beautiful friends. I hope this finds everyone out there doing well and surviving this summer heat already. Oh my goodness. So yeah, speaking about summer heat, today I am going to bring you some really cute earrings that are kind of inspired by summer. These little starfish, and you can see I made several different varieties, just all different kinds of colors. So yeah, I thought these were, look at all these fun colors. I thought that's perfect. So guys, we are going to make a pair today. So what you will need two pieces. I've cut two pieces of 7-inch wire. This is German style wire in a 22 gauge. You guys can use whatever kind of wire you want. If you would rather use a craft wire or like a dead soft wire, that's totally fine. It's your preference. I personally like a little bit of hard wire, so that's why I'm using that. But again, completely your preference. Some tools you will need. You will need your round nose pliers. You will need some bent chain nose pliers, preferably ones that have the little teeth in there, the little grabby teeth. You will also need one of these handy fun things. These are nylon jaw pliers. You will need that. You will also need a cutter and some kind of chain nose pliers that are preferably have a thinner nose. See how those are just a little bit thinner? You kind of want those with a little bit thinner ends. Okay, those are going to be our tools. Also, if you have one of these little dudes, super handy guys there. All right. So this project, I'm not the best wire wrapper. It's not my jam, but this is just a cute little wire wrap project. That's really, I mean, you don't need to have the best wire wrap skills. We're just going to basically wire wrap around the beads. See how cute that is? It kind of makes us look like, wire wrap legends, but so as far as beads, you're going to need 2 ear wires. What I have here are 4 6mm beads, and then I have 4 4mm beads. Now guys, the beads can be your choice if you want to make them a little bit smaller, but I really don't recommend bigger than the 6mm and the 4mm because their earrings are kind of chunky. But I also don't recommend really small beads, because then you won't be able to see the wire wraps if the beads are too small. I mean, you'll see the wire wraps, but you won't see the beads, rather. Because they'll be covered by wire. And I also have these 2 little starfish, guys. I got these starfish at Michael's. I also got these little turtles. The turtles are super cute too, but the turtles are really heavy. And I feel like the turtles are a little too heavy for this project because they're earrings. So I was thinking about maybe coming back in a little while with a project with the turtle beads. I thought maybe we can make some little multi-strand seed bead bracelets for those little turtles, and that would be really cute. Okay, so what you'll notice is no jump rings, no head pins, none of that. So we are going to actually make knotted head pins with this wire. You guys, I did not come up with the knotted head pin method. It's been around. I don't know who came up with it, but I know a lot of designers use it. And if you are a designer that uses the knotted head pin method, then you know how versatile this can be to have in your arsenal of knowledge. Guys, if you've never made a knotted head pin before, I'm so happy to show you how to make one. So basically you're going to get your wire. Like I said, I have 2 7-inch pieces of wire. You probably won't need this much, but I like to have a little extra when I'm wrapping things. It's just a comfort thing. But if you're using these size beads, you should be able to get away with like a 6-inch piece, but I like to just a little more because you never know. So basically you're going to go ahead and you're going to make sure that you have a flush end here. You want to make sure there's a flush end with your cutters, so there's no like little hokey dokey pokey sticky parts. Excuse me if my desk moves. My cat is deciding what he wants to do. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that both of those are completely, flush. They're flush. Okay. So we are going to take one of our wires, and we're going to take our, oh my goodness, my cats. I really should start closing my door. Also, guys, I have a fan on. If that's agitating. I apologize, but it's so hot in here. I don't have central air, unfortunately, so we're just dealing with it the best we can. But anyway, I apologize for my cat. So we're going to take your round nose pliers and we're going to position them right here. Now, you're going to want to make sure that they're in between your jaws, right? You don't want any wire sticking up here. So go ahead and run your finger, because if you have wire sticking out, then chances are you might get a hokey pokey headpin. So find where you want to be on your pliers, and I suggest the further down the better. Here's a hint: the further down you go on your pliers, the smaller your knot will be. The higher you come up on your pliers, the larger your knot will be. So we're looking for a semi-small knot, because it has to fit. It has to fit in this little area here. So, all right. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to grab that. And now I'm going to start to turn a loop like I would on an eye pin. So as I turn the loop, I'm putting pressure with my thumb. I'm putting pressure on the wire, and I'm slowly turning the tool. Little small movements. See that wire, how it's doubling up now? So you want to keep doing that until you see it coming on the other side. Yep, there it is, right? So once you see that, you don't want to go past that, because if you go past that, again, hokey pokey headpin. We don't want that. So once you get to this particular spot, you're going to hold your tool and you're going to bend this up. You're just going to bend that up. So it's going to look like this. You've got your wire coming straight out of your loop. Now you're going to take it off of your tool. And this is what you should have. You should have this little guy. Looks like a little foot, right? It's like a little foot. So what we're going to do with the little foot is we're going to take this end here. We'll call that the sock. And we're going to bend this. And guys, it's wire. It's okay. It's meant to bend. And we are going to put the sock inside on the foot. See? It goes right through that loop. And it's going to form this little lasso type shape. See that? All right, so now this is where we get our nylon jaw pliers, and we are going to go ahead and nestle that in there. We're going to nestle that where our knot is right flush up against those jaws, okay? And then this is where your grippy pliers come in handy, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to grip this end of this wire, and we're going to pull as we're holding this together. We're holding that in place. We're going to pull. You're going to see the wire's going to come down. This is a long head pin, like 7 inches, so it's going to be a little awkward to show. But you're just going to pull until that little, sometimes you have to pull a little hard. Don't pull too hard, guys. Don't be like Hercules. You want this little rosette shape. You want this little rosette shape. Looks like a little flower. And then sometimes your wire will get bent out of shape. So you just take your pliers, do one of these. This is also where this guy comes in handy, because you can go ahead and just run this up and down this wire. Straighten that out, because sometimes it gets a little messed up when you're doing that. And then I also just want to take this and just go down, make sure this is all. Of course, you probably want to use your pliers. Grip that again and just go down. Make sure that's all straight. Okay. Don't worry, we're going to do it again, guys. We'll do it again, no problem. I don't know, I know it's not easy to show, but so we'll do it again, no problem. So we're going to take one of our stars, and we're going to find the butt end of the star. We're going to go ahead and we're going to throw the butt end of the star. And then we are going to throw one of our smaller beads on. One of our 6mm beads. Another 4. And another 6. And so this is what we got. Right? So now we're going to find which side of the star we like better. Like how the knot is sitting. I'm kind of particular about that. So kind of, see, I kind of like that where the knot is like, you don't really see it. It's kind of part of the design now. So that's good for me. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take these pliers here, and we're going to put them right here up against the bead. And this is going to determine how big our wrap loop is. So I don't want a huge wrap loop, so I'm going to go ahead and put it closer down here to the bottom. Now, guys, this part is really important to kind of, you know, make sure you're always putting it in the same place. So this way your earrings are even. Because it's okay to have cousins and sisters and whatever, but you don't want like, you know, long lost like seventh cousins twice removed. That's too much. That's too many cousins. We don't. First cousins are fine. Second cousins are even fine, but anything past second cousins, no. We're going to want to redo that. So you're going to position here. Now we are going to make a wrap loop. So we are going to bend the wire, right? If we were making a simple loop, it would be different, but we're making a wrap loop. So we're going to bend the wire at that 90-degree angle, take our pliers out. Again, we're going to put in our round nose pliers. And again, this is where it's important to kind of line up where you're putting your pliers, because you're going to want to remember this for the second one, where they're at. Okay, I like that. So now we're going to take our wire, put it over the pliers. Now, this is where you might do it different than I do. Some people take the pliers completely out. I don't. What I do is I spin the pliers, I let go on one side, and I just kind of rotate my hand. And then I bring the wire around. And then I change hands. And see, now you can go ahead and position that loop to how you want it. Now we started out with the front part as the front part of the earring, and now this underneath is the front part of the earring because we switched hands. So this is the underside is the front part of the earring. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our wire, and I like to hand wrap. That's why I like a little longer wire. And we're just going to hand wrap some things, and now we're going to come around to where we can't wrap anymore, right? I cannot fit any more wraps in this spot. So I'm going to take it off the tool, and you're going to have this piece of wire coming out the front. Now what you can do, and I like to do this in the beginning, and it's okay because you can fix any kind of, like, this is wire, you can fix it. I like to hold my pliers here, holding this. Make sure you don't use the teethy pliers for this part because that will mark up your wire. So make sure those are smooth jaws. Now we're going to take this wire and we're going to just kind of freehand it over that first bead. Just going to kind of drape it across, bring this around. As we're bringing it around, we're going to drape it across the next bead. Now, you can kind of let go of your pliers now and do this by hand. I just like to do the pliers for the first one to kind of get it started. This is 22 gauge wire, guys. If you're using craft wire, it's going to be super easy to wrap. So you just go ahead, go there, come across this one. We're basically coming across each bead. And then when we're going around, we're coming back across. Now this is where we end it. Go through here, and then there you go. Come to the back. There she is. And we are going to cut her right there. Now, guys, don't be smashing in your little ends, okay? That's not cool. We don't want to smash them. We want to walk them in, okay? See this little end? We're going to take our little skinny pliers, and we're going to start over here, and we're just going to make little tiny bites into smashing it down, right? Little tiny, just walking it close, making these little tiny adjustments. And what happens is it kind of tucks itself in there. See that? No hokey pokies. No hokey pokies. Then we'll come to the front. And like I said, sometimes the loop might get a little misshapen. It's wire. You can go ahead and fix that. There you go. Look at that cutie patootie. Seriously, once you start making these and you're on a roll, you can bust these earrings out in less than 15 minutes, even with cutting your own wire and everything. They're super easy and super fun. And you can make them so many different colors if you get those Starfish at Michael's. And guys, you could do any kind of charm. If you've got a bunch of metal charms in different colors and you just want to make like a whole collection, I say go for it. I say do it, right? Do it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make another knotted headpin. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our wire into the bottom of our pliers. We're going to run our fingers, make sure there's no stickies out. And we're going to go ahead and turn. Make sure you're in about the right spot. That's about right. Where we go. You're going to push pressure down on the wire with your thumb as you're just rotating the pliers. Rotating around. There's one. And you'll be able to kind of feel it when the second one comes. See? You don't want to go past that guy. Now you just want to go ahead and pull this up. This is the hard part to show. You don't want to go past that guy. And then once you get there, like I said, you're going to pull your wire up, and it's going to go vertical across your pliers like so. Okay, we're going to take that off of the pliers, and you'll have your little spiral foot. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this side, put it in this side. We're going to make our lasso. And then we are going to take our pliers, our nylon jaws, put that right up against that nylon jaw pliers. We are going to take our little teethy pliers, and we're going to pull, right? Just going to pull that lasso until it kind of snaps in place. There we go. You don't need to pull it like Hercules. Hercules. No, we don't need that. Looks like a little flower. It's a knot, but it kind of looks like a little flower. It looks like a little flower. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead, straighten all this nonsense out. Because I don't know, I just can't work with bent up wire. I just can't. Like, it's got to be straight, man. I'm bougie, I guess. I don't really know. But I like the straight wire. And this also kind of work hardens it at the same time. You know, when you do all this, it kind of work hardens it. And, you know, that's good. It's good to work harden. All right. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our beads on. And little bead. And guys, you can kind of do this. I feel like I have cat fur on my hands from Mike. I'm so sorry. You can do this in whatever pattern you want. If you want to do the bigger beads first and then the little beads, completely up to you. You know, jewelry is interpretational to the person that's making it. There is no wrong ways. There is no right ways of stuff like this. It's how you like it. It's your preference. You are the designer and you get to make all of those decisions. Okay, that's like half the fun of making jewelry, right? Making those executive decisions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I like this. This is the front. We're going to go ahead and put our pliers in there about where we had them before. All right, we're going to make our bend. And then we are going to put our round nose pliers in right about where they were before. Bend the wire up and over. Now we're just going to rotate. We're going to pull it over and we're just going to rotate, right? Just that simple. Bring the wire up here. We have that loop. We're going to rotate hands now and do the hokey pokey. Now that loop looks a little bit smaller, and you can go ahead and look. That loop looks just a skosh smaller than the other loop. So we can fix that though, right? We fixed it. So then we're going to make sure this is all nice and straight. This guy will settle down in a minute, and we're going to just finger wrap. Now remember, the underside is now the front. So we can't wrap anymore. We're going to take it off the tool. We're going to bring it over here. You're going to go ahead and hold that, and then we're going to take our wire and bring it around that first bead. Kind of swirl it around that second bead. Right? If you want, you can take this off the tool now, and you can kind of finger wrap the rest. Sometimes that's a little easier, a little more stable. Bring this around, finger wrap over that bead, around over this last bead, and then we're going to go to the bottom and go around the starfish. Okay. Does that one have more wraps? Sometimes I put more wraps on, and that's okay. Oh, wrong side. I'm like, what happened to all the wraps? You can definitely tell the front and the back. No, that's about right. But because it's so organic, sometimes your wraps might look different. And that's okay, because that's the cool part about having an organic design. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. It can be perfect if you want it. It's completely up to you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to close. We're going to walk this dude closed. Gentle little bites. Moving our pliers until we don't feel any pokies. No pokies, because even though these are earrings, they can poke, right? Look at that. Completely smooth, no pokies. Okay. We're going to come to the front. Going to go ahead, line everything up, straighten that all up, make sure that is good and gravy. There you go. And you can go ahead, like this loop's a little wonk. We could just go ahead and kind of gently fix that so it's not quite so wonk. My loops tend to get wonk anyway. It's just the nature of the beast. If you kind of, like the wire's not showing enough here, you can kind of pull it over with your finger a little bit. This is 22 gauge wire, so it's not, you know, that's why I don't really suggest doing this with anything lower than 22 gauge. Like I think 20 gauge would probably be a little too much unless you had big beads. I would even do this with 24 gauge too. Either one will work. So now we're going to do our ear wires. Now you can make your own ear wires for this if you want, but because I made so many, I just tried to keep it simple. Guys, I am probably going to be putting these in my shop. I think they're a really cool little shop filler, and I've got a lot of stuff coming up in October that I need to start saving money for. Like I've got my road trip to California. I got Jelly Roll coming up in right after California. We got Jelly Roll concert. Like I need to, I need to put some stuff in my shop. So this is a fun little filler to put in your shops, or if you guys are doing booths, this is a great little, like, make a whole bunch of them in different colors, kind of set them up front, catch the eye, bring the people in, and you got it made. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and get this ear wire. We're going to just twist it up a little bit. We're going to take this, put this on the front. Guys, make sure that's on the right side. And I didn't twist my wire up enough. Make sure you open it. These ear wires aren't the greatest. They're okay. I mean, they're satisfactory for what they are. I really do like making my own ear wires, but you know, these are a little, sometimes I'll take my my round nose pliers, stick them in there and just kind of do that just to make sure that they're closed. There is nothing wrong with that. I put it on the right side? I sure did. Okay. There's nothing wrong with making sure that is secure, right? I'm gonna go ahead. Always twist up, guys. Always twist up, never twist open. Is that the right side? Yep. Okay. Go ahead and twist it right back down how you got it. I'd like to do that little pressy press. And then I'll take my pliers and just kind of do that, make sure it's in there. Right? And now we get to check to see if they're sisters or cousins. I always love that part. But I didn't bring, I have this little measure guy that I measure my earrings on, and I always say to myself, let's see if they're sisters or cousins. It's just something I do. But they look pretty good to me. They look pretty sisterly to me. So yeah, guys, there you go. Yay! I hope you guys make these cute little earring guys. Like I said, super fun, customizable. Make them how you want. Make a whole bunch. Make one pair. If you got a lot of grandkids, got some, whatever, make a pair for each grandkid. You don't have to do 4 beads. You could just do 2, right? If this is too much of an earring for you, you can shorten that down. You can make that 2 beads. It'll work just as beautifully, So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you, all your support, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.